everybody at FiveStone. My name is Patrick McLaughlin. I am currently a student pastor in Frisco, Texas. I'm here with my wife, Hope,
Hello.
and our firstborn son. This is Tommy. Hey, I'd love to introduce myself to you guys and let you guys get to know me a little bit. My wife and I have been married for 4 years. We are currently expecting our first human son, who will be here at the end of January. So I'm pretty much already consider myself an expert in being a father. I figured it all out. It's really easy. And if any of you guys need advice on how to be a father, just give me a call. But hey, a little bit about myself. I grew up in Plano, Texas. I went to school at Christ for the Nations Institute and then at Dallas Baptist University after that. It was during my senior year at DBU that I had an opportunity to travel and play music for my musical and ministerial hero, this guy named Eddie James. So I spent the next 2 years traveling around the world, preaching the gospel and seeing God do impossible things night after night after night. But it was during that 2 years that I realized that if I wanted to marry the girl that I was dating, I had to move home. And so I moved home. Came on staff at a church called Trinity Church shortly before we got married, and I'd been there for about 5 years. After that, I transitioned to a church where I'm currently at up in Frisco, where I've been there for 12 months, a year, and that leads me to today. A little bit more about myself, some of my hobbies. I basically have 3 hobbies. I love to read. I love the Texas Longhorns. And then I love Star Wars, which I'm really excited. You guys should be watching this video the day before Star Wars The Last Jedi comes out. So if you're wondering where I am this weekend, I'm sitting through about 20 different showings of it. One of the questions they asked me to answer was, what excites you most about student ministry, especially at this church? The thing that excites me most about student ministry is seeing students, number one, discover or find out who Jesus is and start a relationship with him, and number 2, learning how to follow him for the rest of their life, which is a lot of spiritual formation. I'm very passionate about those 2 things. I don't think those 2 things happen in a vacuum. I think those 2 things happen in the context of what Jesus designed the church to be, as well as what he designed the family to be. So I'm very passionate about seeing families, fathers, mothers become spiritual leaders of their own sons and their own daughters. And so I love seeing families get involved in discipleship, and I love the church at large raising a generation to know who Jesus is and know how to follow him. You guys are probably watching a couple of these videos, and so you guys are going to hear a lot of people say what sets them apart. I can tell you a lot of things that set me apart. I can tell you that I'm not perfect. I can tell you that there's a lot of things that I continually have to work on and that God shows me grace in. And so if there's strengths that I have, there's also weaknesses that I have to lay before the Lord and work together in my own community how to follow Jesus in light of those things. But some of the strengths I do have and some of the strengths that I feel like I could bring to the table and add value to FiveStone would be, number 1, I'm from the area. I grew up 10 minutes down the road. In fact, one of the high schools that you guys are targeting is Williams High School, which is where I graduated. So I know the area very well. I know the schools. I know the culture. And so I think that's going to give me a distinct advantage. I think, number 2, I have a strong communication gift. And so when it comes to things like preaching and teaching, I've been doing it for a long time, and I feel like that skill continually is being honed and created, and it's not just plateaued. I think, number 3, leadership and volunteer recruitment and development are strong points for me. I feel very, very, very strongly about building volunteers and leaders to do the work of the ministry. I'm not the hero. I disciple and create the heroes of the ministry. And I think the last thing that I can really bring to the table is experience from a large church setting. The church that I'm currently at averages about 7,000 on a weekend. Our specific campus for our youth group alone is about 400 students on a Wednesday night. And so because of that, I can bring experience of, number 1, how a youth group of that size operates, or how a church of that size operates. But what I love about you guys is that you guys are in a prime position to grow exponentially into a church of that size. And so I think the experience from that perspective can add value to you guys. That's about my 5 minutes from now. So I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know me a little bit. I look forward to getting to know you guys in a little bit. And if you guys can pray for anything for me this week, just pray that The Last Jedi is not a terrible movie. Okay? It was great getting to know you guys, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Bye bye.